so cold. Very slippy in here. It's grim, don't go in. Good morning everybody, welcome back to the Lake District and welcome to the Copper Mines Valley. That right there is Coniston Old Man, and I think there is 0% chance of a cloud-free summit today. Wow, look at it. But it looks absolutely beautiful. This is our typical British summer, so shouldn't expect anything else. Anyway, I've got two Wainwrights for you today, Brimfell and, like I mentioned, Coniston Old Man. Right there in the gloom of doom. I don't think we're going to see much from the summit at all today, but that's okay, because what I'm going to do as well is go and check out some of the quarries. Look really fascinating up there, so we'll see if we can get inside one of them. The route up to Brimfell is really interesting as well, so let's go and have a look at the map and see exactly where we're going.
So from Coniston, we've walked up the track towards Copper Mines Valley, crossed Miners Bridge and making our way up towards the main quarry track that leads to the summit. But we're branching off towards the gigantic Pudding Stone and then up towards Levers Water via Boulder Valley. We'll follow the path around the west shore and then begin the steep ascent to Levers Hawes. Once there, it's a nice steady bimble over to the first Wainwright, Brimfell. And then it's an even easier bimble across to the mighty Coniston Old Man. Then we'll head back down the tourist track, past some of the disused quarries and levels, and eventually pick up the path we're on right now. We'll cross Miners Bridge again and then back into the village for a pint of bluebird.
So you go, a little bit different from the usual routes up, and I must admit it's a route I've never done before. I've never been up to Levers Hawes, so yeah, it'll be interesting in that sense. As I've alluded to already, weather-wise, it's meant to rain quite a lot today. It's just the way it is, and it's a shame that we probably won't get the views from the summit, because this is one of the best ones. This is one of the best views you get in the Lake District. It's beautiful. What I'll do is, if it is all clagged in up there by the time we get there, is I'll put a little bit of archive footage, maybe a bit of drone footage or something. I'll find something so you can see it if you're not familiar with it, and then if you are, you can reminisce. So let's get on up to the quarry track and make that right hand turn heading towards Boulder Valley. This is what I was hoping wouldn't happen today. This low sunlight cutting beneath the clouds and illuminating stuff like that. That's gorgeous, isn't it? The reason I didn't want it to happen is because I've not brought my camera, which, you know, look at it, oh my God. You know, I didn't bring it because I thought, well, it's probably gonna be clagged in all day, there's no point. Probably won't get any shots. And the upside of all that is I get a lighter pack, which is fantastic. It's really nice to move around without, oh, look at it up there, look. Oh no, without all that weight on my back. But then you risk this kind of stuff. This really, really nice light. So everything, all the greens and then the greys behind it. Look behind, it's probably too bright now in this, but damn blast and buggeration, honestly. I think I'm right. I think I'm right to not bring it, because as you can see, I'm not going to see anything higher than low water. You can see it's right down to low water, and also Levers Water there. So, oh, look at it. Wow. See the rain moving down the valley. So yes, I haven't got the big bag with me today. I get a lot of people asking, what the hell have you got in that bag? That's a bit excessive for a day hike. And they're right, it is on the face of it, but it has all my camera gear in there. So there's a camera, you see my camera, maybe a spare lens, drone, batteries, everything else, all the other paraphernalia that goes into making these videos. So I kind of have to have a bigger bag than usual. God, it's so nice on the cottages there. Flipping heck. But what I'm going to do is probably over on Patreon do a video where I kind of unpack my bag, show you what I carry on a typical video like this with my camera and drone and everything else. It is a specialised camera bag, and yeah, if you're interested in seeing that, then head over to patreon.com/theblackclan. I've been promising that video for quite a while, but I am going to do it in the next couple of weeks, I promise. So it's equally as nice that way actually, because you can see the rain just sweeping across the front of Kennel Crag. So that's Kennel Crag there, that lump you can see, and the ridge going off there, this is Red Dell here, this particular little valley, but the ridge going off up there is the Black Sails Ridge. Goes right up to Black Sails, and then, you know, obviously the prison band is there as well. And that's pretty much where we're heading towards on the west side of Levers Water. So from this point you might be able to make out the track there that's going to take us over towards the Pudding Stone and then off up there, up Boulder Valley. Wow, visibility is dropping rapidly. And you can see low water beck coming down there, the waterfall. So just over there is low water. That's the one you see when you're on the top of the Old Man looking down. It's lovely. Hey Hurdy! Okay, so we're now on the quarry track, and if you go down there you end up at the Warner-Scar Road and the car park down there. Keep going up that way and we end up at the Old Man, but in a minute we're going to branch off. Oh, this is a lovely path. It's a real struggle filming on days like today because the lens just keeps getting covered in water, so I'm sorry about that. There's not a lot I can do about it. I keep wiping it, but it keeps misting up and getting covered. Look at it already. Literally 10 minutes from Miners Bridge down there where the waterfall was. You get here and then getting these kind of views. It's absolutely glorious, isn't it? Wow, and you know, I love this path. I think this is very, very Lord of the Rings-esque all round here actually. You know, you can imagine the mines of Moria. I mean, you could spend, and I might actually do a video about this, you could spend a whole day just in this valley alone, rummaging around all the different nooks and crannies. There's loads to see, loads. And of course, if you're a photographer, loads to shoot as well. This place is absolutely peppered with levels or adits, or whatever you want to call them. And a level is essentially a cave or a mine shaft that goes in horizontally, level, into the mountain, so it cuts into the mountain, as opposed to a mine shaft that drops down vertically. The light. That's lovely. Let's check out the valley. Oh, that's beautiful. But in a second we should get a glimpse of the Pudding Stone. Where the hell is it? There it is. Can you see it? Boy, it looks tiny, like a grain of sand. Oh, this light is to die for. This is Dreamlight. So it's a really, really nice area, this. Like I said before, just to have a wander around. You don't even need to go onto the tops. You could just walk up the way I've come here today, check out the pudding stone, and then bomb it back down that path there, look, back down to the quarry track and back into the village for a pint of bluebird. Look at these here. Look at this. Oh, there's a ewe and her 2 black lambs. That's very cute. Hey, Herdies. Sorry, I didn't mean to disturb you. Oh. Honestly, I'm annoyed now. I'm really, really annoyed by this light because there's a lot of photographic opportunities here. Lots of amazing patterns. I like patterns. Herdies. Cute footbridges. Look at that waterfall. Oh. Yes, it's a big one. This one here, and I think it's a boulder. It has come off the top. It's not like an erratic boulder. It's one that's fallen. Apparently, a lot of rock climbing routes up here. So you get climbers going up. Can't see the chalk marks. Also doubles up as a toilet. Great. Look at it. Oh man. I'm just not happy at all at the moment. Although, no, I am. That's ridiculous to say that. Because, you know, when I haven't got the camera, I'm not concentrating on trying to get a photograph. I'm actually looking at it and enjoying it. That's lovely with that cascade of cloud. Can you see it? It looks a bit bright. There you go. How's that now? You should be able to see the cloud spilling in from Levers Water. Look at this light. Okay, no time to dawdle and stand there agog at that site. We're going to push on, get across this cute little footbridge and up the Boulder Valley. So already we've got some pretty gigantic boulders here as we make our way up the bottom part of Boulder Valley. Fascinating place. Okay, we're getting a glimpse of Coniston water as well now, and there's the village. I think it's going to be a lovely day down there today. It's going to be pretty horrendous up there though, look. Wind's getting up, and yeah, it's going to be, let's just say, atmospheric. Sorry. It's me again. There's the Walnascar car park there, just illuminated. Looking fairly quiet actually. That'll be quite busy later on. It's 8 o'clock in the morning. It's the school holidays, so it's probably going to be, I'd imagine, busy-ish later on, perhaps on the Old Man, or certainly when I'm coming down off the Old Man there, I might bump into quite a few people on the way up. Anyway, just getting up to Levers Water here, look. Woo! It's a bit windy. Wow, that wind just suddenly stopped. That was weird. So the usual route around Levers Water is on the other side there, the eastern side, and you follow it up. That'll take you up to Swale Hawes and towards the prison band, which is where I was last week. Drop down to Swale Hawes and then back up the prison band. So yeah, stitching everything together quite nicely. It's a bit tricky, if I remember rightly, it's a bit tricky if you're on the other side there getting across, because you need to go over Levers Water Beck, and sometimes if it's a little bit high you're going to get your feet wet, I think. But you can come up on the other side of Levers Water Beck and come round here. Anyway, so we're heading across here now. Look at this path, isn't that gorgeous? And we'll keep an eye out for the path that's going to take us up to Levers Hawes. I shouldn't be saying that word. Damn it. Ooh, people. First people I've seen today. I think those guys were out last night in the tent, and I just asked them if they enjoyed it, and they said no, they didn't. I must admit, they did look a bit bedraggled, and I bet that's in no small part because of that wind. You know, you kind of think because you're in this little bit of a pot here that, you know, you'll be sheltered and out of the wind, but what happens is quite often is you get the wind dropping down through these passes here like Swirl Hawes. They drop down, whip right across the tarn and just batter the hell out of you. I'm sure they'll look back on this in years to come with fond memories. It's amazing how time kind of makes, you know, difficult things like nights out like this, or like what they had, or days out that are tricky, it makes them less horrible. And I've said this before, you know, it's those hard days out that are the ones that you remember, the really tough days. You kind of have that connection with nature a little bit more, you feel a little bit more connected to it, not so disassociated like we are in this modern world. I mean, you can't be disassociated with it because it's driving itself into your face, you know, it's stomping on you. Love it. Anyway, let's go. I'm an absolute buffoon for not bringing my camera. So in a minute when we get across this gill here, it's going to get a whole lot steeper. You can hopefully make out a little bit of a path going up the fell side there, across that little bit of a boulder field, and then up, and it gets very steep towards the end. Look at it, isn't that lovely? That is once again very Heaton Cooper-esque with this crag here and the one behind it slightly veiled. Nice that, isn't it? That is very, very picturesque with this whole scene behind it as well. I don't know how well it's coming out in this camera. It's light, it's dark, it's a million miles away, whatever, I don't know. But I definitely prefer this side of Levers Water. Partly because that side, once you get to this end of it and you start heading up towards, sorry if I'm shouting by the way, when you head up towards Swirl Hawes, it's a proper squelch fest. It's so boggy up there. It's not nice. But this side, yeah, love it. And as you can see, flipping nice path. And hurdy galore. Right, so let's get up there. Oh, look at it. And I'm just going to get my head down and I'll just kind of show you where we're going. And I'll probably catch up with you again at the top of Levers Hawes as we start to make our way towards Brimfell, which is over that way. That's Raven Tor, by the way. Anyway, let's go. Well, as you saw, the path started off really nice and it's almost like they just gave up at this point and just threw down a whole lot of boulders, and that'll do. This is, has to be said, one of the most pleasant parts of the Lake District I've been in a very, very long time. Okay, I'm not quite at the top yet. Kind of hooked around and then we're going to go up that way. But I just want to comment on the fact that I'm always so surprised by the amount of wrens that are here up in the high fells here. Right up there in the crags, can you hear it? There's one there and there's one over there. They're just kind of chit-chatting to each other. It's lovely, really, really lovely. But yeah, this is a pretty steady away path. Bits of it are a bit rubbish, but most of it is nice, like a step path like this. Although saying that, it's gone a bit rubbish now. Yeah, it's good. Look at that. I don't know if it's coming out in the camera, but flipping heck. That is absolutely outstanding. Okay, here we are on Lever's Hause, and if you're watching over on Raw Walks, which is my other channel without all the talking, all the waffle, just the beautiful ambient sounds, I do apologise for my breathing right at that last bit. I tried to hold my breath as much as possible and it kills me. Anyway, there we go, look at it. So as you can see, we're kind of right on the edge of the cloud base here. You can see Lever's Water down there. You can see, hopefully you can see right down into the Coppermine Valley as well. And Coniston was there a minute ago, but it's disappeared. So if I carry on up here, I'll end up going up towards Swirl How. I don't want that, I want to go there. So you can see, actually the path kind of forks off a little bit here. And I should really be on that fork, but it doesn't matter, just get up to the Hause and then turn left. That's pretty much all there is to it. Yeah, so, I mean, as you can see, it gets a little bit steeper towards the very end, and you can see that on the map, all the contours are very close together. Love it, look at this. What a fantastic place. This is a really cool little ridgelet. I like it. You know, there's something about being on the fell tops. It's a different feeling to what it is when you're down in the valley. I mean, it's beautiful down there, as you can see, and it's very gentle and still, but being up here, God, it's wonderful. Bleak, but beautiful. Right, let's get on to Brimfell. Brimfell? Oh, Grimfell. Feels quite grim at the moment. Now, ordinarily, on a clear day, the view back that way is astonishing. I think I might have a photograph of that direction on a winter's day it is. If I can find it, I'll put it on the screen, and if I can't find it, then I won't. But yeah, looking back up towards Swirl, How and Bowfell and what have you, it's quite breathtaking. Look at this swaley. Can you see it? Is it just too bright now? Yeah, this is looking promising, or disappointing, whichever way you look at it. It's looking promising for you to see a view down from the top of the Old Man, maybe. But it's disappointing for me because I ain't got my camera. And I haven't got my drone, I haven't got anything, nothing. But I've got my eyes, and that's the important thing. And I'm going to take mental photographs of it today, if we see it. starts to move away from the edge here, and heading up to the summit of Brimfell. So I've got about 500 metres until I get there, and then from there it's about another 600 metres until I get to the summit of the Old Man. Okay, here we are on the first summit of the day, Brimfell. Look at these views. It is a funny one, is Brimfell. It's kind of big, wide plateau, very featureless. I mean, there's obviously normally very, very good views, so I'm trying to shelter the wind. But yeah, it doesn't feel like a fell. However, it does when you're further down in the valley. That's where it's very impressive. So where we came up today, past Levers Water, you can see Raven Tor, and the top of here, it's amazing. But when you're here, it just feels like, it's very much like Nethermost Pike. It's like, is this a summit? Really? But it is, it's a Wainwright. Let's go and touch the top of this cairn. Can you hear me? That's a very nicely made cairn, isn't it? Oh no, just destroying it. Not a dawdle, because it is very windy now and a bit cold and obviously a bit damp. So I'm going to push on that way and get over to the Old Man and marvel at those views as well. Come on, let's go. So yeah, like I said, about 600 metres from here to the summit of the Old Man. Almost fell on my ass. So it should take about 10 or so minutes. Getting a bit of sun. You never know. It definitely looks like it's trying to clear out. By the way, I forgot to mention, you know, if you're kind of watching this video and wanting to, you know, bag Wainwrights, bag Crag for example, and the Old Man, then I actually do have a video on the channel from a couple of years ago. I did it with my 360 camera. For that reason I can't stand it, but it's got some nice drone footage in it, and I'm going to put that drone footage on the screen when we get to the Old Man so you can see the view. Anyway, so if that's what you're interested in seeing, I have got a video that has that route, and it is wonderful. Crag and the Old Man back down the way we're going to go today. God, this wind is absolutely awful. It's so cold. I wonder how many people are going to get caught out today thinking, you know, it's summer, let's get up the Old Man, it's a lovely sunny day, well it is now, and they'll get here and freeze half to death. So in a minute or so we should hook up with the path that comes up from Goat's Halls there. So if you are doing Crag, you'll get to this point. I love this part of the walk actually. This section, as you're just approaching the Old Man, you know, the edge gets a little bit steeper here, and obviously on a clear day that is an absolutely breathtaking view down there. But it's still, you know, it's still exhilarating in this. Because it is just the void. Okay, here it is. Here's the path. Which means the Old Man is just up there, not far at all. 200-300 metres maybe. There it is. Loomage. Right, I can see the summit, I can see the trig point, and I can see the summit cairn. Here we are on the summit of Coniston old man. Let's go and touch the trig point and go and touch the cane, because that's what you do. There we go. That view there is absolutely astonishingly good. I can't speak. The face has gone numb. Here we go. Keeping it. Should we knock it all down? Ooh, I actually am as well. Right, so it's tragic that there's no view, but what I'll do, like I said, is I'm going to put some drone footage on the screen right now so you can see what it's like. It is, as I mentioned earlier on, one of the best views you get in the Lake District, simply because of this bit here. Looking out towards the east, it's such a big drop down towards low water, and I do actually have a limited edition photograph on my website, blackcrag.com, and it's called Winter Gold, and it's taken from this exact spot here, looking out towards Wetherlam and Red Dell and what have you. So yes, not many of them left, so if you want one, go and get one quick. So yeah, I think what to do. I normally kind of sit just down from the trig point. There's a nice little grass terrace and you can just look at everything and take it all in, but there's not really much point, is there, today? So I think what I'll do then is head back down to the quarry track and we'll go and have a look in some of those quarries, like I said, Moss Head, and we'll see if we can see anything of interest there. Perhaps go inside, perhaps not, depends how scary it is. I must admit, I don't really like doing that, just getting to a summit and then heading straight off. You know, it's nice to kind of reward yourself for all that effort by sitting down and having a couple of butties and enjoying the view, but it's a bit chilly and there are no views and there are no butties either. It's a bit of a disaster. Ooh, that was close. So besides those kids that I saw earlier on by Levers Water, the ones that had camped last night, I've not seen a single soul yet. And let's have a look at the time check. It is 9:30. To be fair, that is probably quite early. Okay, just got a glimpse of Warner Scar car park down there. I can see a lot of car roofs glinting in the sun. It looks pretty full already, so I'd imagine that the first walkers are imminent. And I see people very, very soon. Starting to get a view down to low water now. Can you see it? Flipping out, today is a photography day, look at it. Oh, for the love of Pete. A little wander over here, look. Nice. Look at this place. It's just... I think I can actually get away with using the word epic, because it is. That's epic. First walker of the day. Okay, so that was the first fell walk of the day, and we're getting a couple more here, look. So yeah, all the people that are down at the Walnascar car park are all starting to get here now. Okay, so low water, lovely spot for a bite to eat on a nice warm day. Today, not so much. But what you can do, and I was thinking of doing this today, is actually getting up to this point and heading up towards Raventaw and up that way, and you pretty much come right out onto Brimfell. But I think I really enjoyed that walk up Lever's Hawes, and it's always at this point when I'm coming up the hill here, heading up towards the Old Man, when you come round this corner, I'll get to this level at low water, you really feel that temperature shift. It suddenly feels like you're in the mountains then, because up here you're kind of sweating a lot, and you know, you've got the sun at your back. You come round the corner here, it just gets cooler. It's weird, always here. Yeah. Fascinating and terrifying at the same time, because all this just looks so loose, like it's going to drop at any moment, and it could, you know. Look at all this wreckage. Okay, this is looking promising. All right, here we go. Let's go in there and see what horrors, I mean wonders, lie within. Wow, this is quite terrifying. Can't see anything. Can you see anything? Very slippy in here. Huh. I mean, it is amazing, but I don't know if I go down that way. I don't know. That didn't look right to me. It just looked a bit tricky. And me being a scaredy cat and all. Let's go and have a look at that other little hole there. God, look at all the rubbish in there. Can you see it? There's just loads and loads of junk thrown in. So it's getting a bit bigger now. God. So people have been camping here by the looks of it. It's a real shame. And is that it? That's it. Oh, that's very disappointing. Pretty horrible places actually, these tunnels, because they are just used, unfortunately, as flipping toilets. So there was lots of poo in there. There was like toilet paper with obviously wee on it. It's grim. Don't go in. Leave it to idiots like me. It's getting busier, that's for sure. Old winch. Jet engine. Toilet. Honestly. Good old British summer weather. Isn't it lovely? It's like a souped up version of the van. Look at it. What a contraption. But yeah, quite a lot of the engine's still there. Morning. Oh, hello, dog. Hello. So as you can see, it's very busy at this point because this is still the quarry track from the Walnascar car park. Can you see it? It's rammed.
How did you have that seem like you weren't aware?
All right, here it is, the path that we took this morning to the pudding stone. Let's get off this path because it's so flipping busy. I don't think we'll see half as many people coming up from this way because it's just further to go. You know, you have to park where I parked today. Sorry, we parked. And walk a little bit further. So, as predicted, conditions are definitely changing. You have a look up towards Weatherlam. So Weatherlam's kind of in the clouds still there. But you can see it's definitely lifting. Still Clagdon here, Raventall still got a bit of cloud on it. The old man's completely gone, but I reckon that will clear later. I mean, it looks nice, but it still doesn't look as nice as it did first thing this morning. That was absolutely bleeding gorgeous. Now, the last time I was here, besides this morning, and maybe the time before that as well actually, coming down here with a group of friends, Will and Jen and a few other people as well, and we did a day out round here actually with our cameras, just, you know, having a rummage around, taking photographs. And it was winter, so it was going dark around about 3:30 or something, 3:30, 4 o'clock. And it was like this, it was a similar day, it's very gloomy. And we got to this point, and coming straight towards us was a group of about 8 guys, 8 lads, teenagers, tracky bottoms on, tracky tops, no bags or anything, and they came charging towards us. What came up to us, you know, full testosterone. Where's the old man? Which one's the old man? Like, it's up there, but it's in the cloud. You can't see it. It's a long way off. Oh, okay, well, Bash past, marched off. You might not, it's a bit late. I'll be all right, we're fine. And they just went off. Walked off into the gloom, into the void, into oblivion, never to be seen again. Anyway, we got to the pub, we got to the Black Bull, which is where we're going to go today, and there was a group of 8 girls there, probably their girlfriends, and they're probably sat in the pub and then, let's go up the old man, yeah, it'll be fine. But it's just that, it's that arrogance of youth, isn't it? I was exactly the same. So you can't say too much to people because, you know, they need to find out themselves. They need to find out that it's a bit tough and a bit difficult and a bit scary. You know, who are we to say don't go up there, you know? And who knows, they might have had an absolute nightmare of a day, but it might have just planted a seed in one or two of them that they think, you know what, I really love this. That was difficult and hard and we almost died, but I want to do more of it. And then they become people like us, you know, people who love the outdoors. Anyway, it was funny. It was just funny at the time, like, wow, these guys are going to die. Anyway, back through that gate, down to the next one, and then Miners Bridge, and then the Black Bull. Now this is service. Thank you very much.
No problem.
This is a glorious path. One of my faves actually, just leading up to this gate. Come the crowds. Okay, here we go. Miners Bridge. Oh, here we go. Look at this. Gill scrambling. Who fancies a video of that? Oh, it is lovely. Look at that rhododendron there as well. Wow. And of course you've got that path. And that leads you back into Coniston, back onto the Walnascar Road and back in by the back of the sun, I think it is. So I'm almost back at the van and I might as well wrap it up. In fact, what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave the van right there and keep walking down to the Black Bull and get a pint. So come and join me. I'll get the round in. Look at it here. Sorry, it just looks so lovely. Yeah, thanks so much for watching. I love it that the fact that you take your time to watch these videos, and I know they're getting longer. Hopefully this one will be a little bit shorter, but you never know, there's a lot of waffleage. And hopefully I'll see you out on the next one. It's gonna be a good one. So yeah, let's go and get a pint and say hello to the van as we walk past.